Behind the scenes right now. Let's get it. All right, what did you just say?
You kind of cut me off, so I kind of forgot.
You was talking about high value, be a high value woman if you want a high value man.
Because if you have a high body, like if you have a high body count, right?
Okay.
Some of those dudes are probably not like high standard dudes. Like, let's be honest.
What do you mean?
You probably fucked a bum or two.
Okay. You talking about the girl or the guy?
The girl who has a high body count.
Okay.
And now you want a high value dude. I'm just like, some of those guys are probably low value bums. And now it's like, you got to tighten up and you got to like elevate yourself. And you got to like, if you want a high value dude, you need to start presenting yourself high value. And you got to like be in the like.
Okay, what's high value? Explain to me, what is a high value woman? What's a high value woman?
Well, there's a bum and there's a high value woman.
Okay, explain what's a high value woman. What are the characteristics? What does she have? What does she don't have? What accolades did she do? What's a high value woman?
As she's educated, I think you're right about discipline. Like, I give you your points on saying like a woman who can restrain herself and not fuck any dude who throws himself at her. I think that's true. If you can discipline yourself, that's high. I think that's higher value versus fuck any dude who throws himself at you, because I think that's true.
Okay.
And I think someone who strives for more, like someone who's closed-minded, I think that's higher value. Someone who is willing to, how do I say this? I would say someone who's willing to, I don't know, not like, when I say high value woman, I think your mindset kind of makes you, like, what decides if you're higher value or not. Like, if you are a woman who likes to constantly go out at night, likes to constantly be out there in the streets, have fun. I think that is something like, I think those are red flags. Like, I think those are red flags that can, like, you know, like, you're not looking
she belongs to the streets.
You're not looking for longer value. You're looking for something, a woman who looks for momentary pleasure a lot, constantly, that is something lower value versus someone who's like, I can wait. I'm okay. I think that's something that can differentiate, you know, if you're a higher value or a lower value in a sense. But physically, I mean, I don't think really physically there's nothing that can differentiate, or I guess hygiene, but can differentiate high value or low value.
Wrong.
Let me do it again.
Wrong.
Let me do it one more time.
Wrong.
Okay, physically, what makes
all right? No.
low value?
Most of the things, I would say half the things you said was correct. Half the things is incorrect. A high value woman is someone that's highly attractive, probably a young 21-year-old that haven't had no sexual partners, if not any sexual partners or low sexual partners, and that hasn't been around, doesn't fucking pretty much do shit. Very feminine, very attractive. Period. Other than that, all the other things you name is more so about societal things. But if we're talking about dating and relationships, a high value woman is that. It's a hot 19 to fucking 24-year-old that hasn't had that many bodies, if or a virgin, etc. It's the reason why they got this fucking website that you can literally pay guys pay millions of dollars to take away a girl's virginity, which is some sucker beta shit, but
beta
to each their own, right?
I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
I wouldn't say it's weird. No.
That's weird.
No, I wouldn't say it's weird.
That's weird.
No, I would say
y'all are waiting to fuck young girls. Y'all are waiting to fuck young girls.
No, it's the girls was like.
Did they just turn like 18? Did y'all wait till they turn 18 or some shit?
Nah,
Did they just turn 18?
I have no idea.
Fresh off the cup?
I have no idea. But the point is, virginity in most parts of the world actually is still a very high ticketed thing for most men. That's just how men are made. So again, when it comes to high value,
that's how men are taught.
How do you think why we taught that versus made like that?
I think because I remember there's so I'm in a religion class right now, right?
Yep.
And so one of the class I'm too inebriated to say specifically, so I'm not going to say which specifically, but it was a religion that wasn't based on sexuality. It wasn't sexuality. Men and women were considered the same, and they also didn't really have clothes either. Like, skin was not a taboo until, colonism. And so I think through colonism, that's where gender was really emphasized in a lot of cultures, specifically in Eastern societies. Like, they really are, like, they really go hard on their gender roles, male and female roles, versus Western.
Okay, so you think Western is not going hard on their gender roles?
Not as much versus Eastern.
What do you
completely?
What do you mean? Break it down.
So women, like say, you can still be considered a witch in some Eastern cultures. You can still be hung and stoned. Versus if you're like done anything wrong for being a woman, if you take your hijab off, you can get slaughtered.
Crazy.
Like it's shit like that it's just like men were taught that was not always the way. Women weren't forced to always do what was told, or men weren't always told to do tell women to do something. I think was taught through fucking the world we live in. But I don't believe it was always that way. I think it was taught to us.
Okay. I want to be very clear what I'm asking, because we charted into dangerous territories right now. So when it comes to society and men and women, you don't think that throughout all of history, men have always been like, hey, I want someone with a low or virgin body count? And men are typically the ones that are hunters and protectors, and women are typically ones that are protected and do the nurturing and things like that.
Well, you got to remember, back in the day, education wasn't a thing as well, right? So bitches didn't even know what germs were. So I was things were learned. I could say I'm gonna say it was always an emphasis because niggas didn't know better. So, but doesn't mean it was right. It doesn't mean it was right. You feel me?
What do you mean it doesn't mean it's right? I've got to be specific when
I say it doesn't mean it's right. Just be motherfuckers back in the day, let's say 16th century, motherfuckers always caring about women's virginity or their purity, but motherfuckers didn't even know what a germ was. It's
not even about that. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It's not about that. It's more so about you are trying to make sure that the child is yours. That's what more so it comes
pregnancy.
From. Huh?
I mean, I can see where that comes from, but where did the pregnancy come from?
That's why men prefer girls that are virgins or very, very low body counts. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It goes back to majority of things that we talk about. Yeah, my bad, fellas. The majority of things that we talk about is literally just biology. So when it comes to a guy that wants inexperienced, a much younger versus a 30-year-old versus a 20-year-old, that's why. It's because she's been less ran through. It's but because she's had less niggas that broke her heart, so now she's not as feminine as she would have been if she didn't have those dudes break her heart and etc. We don't want a masculine woman that's been ran through. We want a woman that we can actually help mold and help build, etc. So when it comes to biology, though, and when it comes to sex, we want someone that haven't been passed around to make sure that the kids are. It's just hardwired in us.
Well, I'll just say, you want a woman who you can help mold and shape, but don't you want a woman who can help mold and better you as well?
Oh, my.
I'm just saying, if that's not the only thing. I'm just saying it takes two.
No.
Coochie ain't the only thing that matters. What if her brain's fire? What if you agree on everything? What if she's your twin, but her body counts high?
Then she's not my twin. How's she my twin if her body counts high?
What if y'all match on everything and she's your perfect body type? She looks like your everything.
Then she can't be my perfect if she has a high body count. Because what I'm trying to get you to understand is by having a high body count, it comes with other things. That's the main thing. Like masculine. Like all these other accolades that we don't like. For instance, if you never got heartbroken, right? You never had a boyfriend before, you never got in a relationship, you didn't have that many bodies or etc., and you get with one guy, you're going to be more likely to listen to what he says. You're going to be more likely to be on his program. You're going to be more feminine. You're going to be more of that nature. If you're a girl that's been through all that, you're 30 years old, you had your fucking 5 boyfriends, and one may cheated on you, one may hit you, you may cheat on another nigga, etc., and you have a high body count, you're going to be more masculine. You're going to tend to be more masculine. Well, would you agree or disagree with that statement?
I would say we've already gone through a society that did go through the marriage thing, and we see how divorces are skyrocketing now. So I don't think it would really. I'm just saying, say back in the day, I've seen so many examples of women who did marry young, and they regretted it, and they wish that they would have explored life and experienced life before they settled down. Because I feel like that. Well, they say. Let me finish.
No, got you. Go ahead.
I've heard that they feel like they didn't get to experience life, and thus they aren't as happy. When I say that, I mean I remember I heard this case 2 months ago. I was speaking to this old lady. She was talking about she spilled her fucking life on me. Okay. But she got married early. She regretted it. her husband cheated, even though she still stayed. Like, she did what
As she
she was
should.
supposed to do, but it didn't really matter in the end. Like,
What you mean? Did they have kids?
No, she didn't want. He cheated. Like, after they were married for like 5 years, and she found out he cheated, she left him. Like, well, she left him, but
I don't want to get
left.
too much off topic, but
I'm just saying, like, we've been through a society that went through the marriage stage, and we've seen it doesn't mean it's going to be successful. That's what I'm saying.
okay, and I would agree with that, but I think a big thing about that is social media. I think a big thing about that is the
fuck
internet. I think for a lot of human history, you was perfectly fine with being 18 years of age and then marrying and living happily ever after, probably. But now that since we have social media, now you look at your phone and be like, damn, Susan over there going on a trip to Dubai, or Jackie over there going to fucking Las Vegas and getting flown out and getting this and getting that and getting this bag and getting that. And you look at your husband like, damn, we ain't going no vacations. We only went to Florida last week. That's it. Yes, you gonna get some type of fucking resentment to your nigga. So of course you're gonna be feeling some type of way. But that doesn't take away from the fact that men, which is the original topic that we was talking about, would still prefer a younger, less ran through woman.
All right.
She said I'm over it.
All right.
You disagree.
I think to each his own.
All right.
Because I bet you I could find a nigga who said, I don't give a damn. I'll fuck anything. I don't give a fuck. Everybody's 100, 1,000. To each his own.
Okay. We can to each his own then. What's your IG?
My IG is Coca K, COCA.K_.
All right. If you enjoyed this little squabble,
This little squabble.
then follow her on her Instagram below. Other than that, I'm out. Peace. Oh my God.